one more piece to the homework, right? Change the appearance of the paragraph, change its style based on a value from the form, such as typing in a color. Who did this part? Yay. Who did the hyperfighting? Mm-hmm. Yay. Okay, cool. Let's do it. So first, we can add a new input. So let's make a new paragraph here. Put a new label in there. Label for, we can call it favorite color. Make an input, the name of which will be favorite color. And hey, wouldn't you know it, HTML5 gives us a new input type, color. What does that do for us? Let's try it out. Refresh. Ooh, look at this. Oh, shucks. So this is going to be different on Windows. This uses your operating system's color widget. Nice. Very nice. Don't have to type it in like some kind of animal. So how would we get that over here? That's easy. We have name and age already. Const favorite color equals f dot favorite color, since we gave that a name, right? Dot value still, just an input with a value. So first, let's see if we can just display the thing before we get too fancy. So I'm just going to throw favorite color in here. I'm going to move this down closer to where we're using it, just to keep it simple. Name, we got Brendan with an E-N, J, whose age is about that, whose favorite color is orange. Go. Brendan J, age whatever, hash FF8000. Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. Ship it. All right, we're done. Take the rest of the week off. Okay, so maybe that's not great, but hey, we got the value out of there. So we can see it actually uses the hex values for the colors. First two hex digits are the red. Next two hex digits are the green. Last two hex digits are the blue, RGB. 2-digit hexadecimal gives you 256 values, 0 through 255. All right, so we want to style this paragraph using that color. Back when we were doing the inner HTML way, I think, Celine, I'm probably getting ready to answer your question. So when we were doing it the inner HTML way, what we could do is, since we were using inner HTML, we could throw the style attribute on there. You can apply styles this way. with a style attribute. It's not our favorite way when actually writing HTML. When doing something like inner HTML, it's nothing really wrong with it. We could change the text color by saying color, colon, and then the color value. So if we just wanted to make it blue no matter what, hard code blue in there. Saying style color blue. Color is the CSS property for text color. Refresh. Blah 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 blah. Inner. Oh shucks, P is not defined. Yep, I'm still using a pin child here. Don't want to do that anymore if I'm using inner HTML. Let's try again. You don't necessarily need to follow along because we're going to go back to using a pin child. Blah 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 blah. Inner. Yay, it's blue. But we don't want it to be blue. We want it to be the person's favorite color. So, color, since we're using a template already with the backticks, we can just put $ curly brace, favorite color. And now this inner HTML is actually complicated enough that there might be some benefit to putting some line breaks in there for the sake of readability. Format it the way we would format actual HTML. I think that's much easier to read. Refresh the page. We have our new friend Matt, who looks about 29. His favorite color is brown. And go. Yay, it's brown. So yeah, you could totally use the style attribute inside inner HTML, and it works. We could also, yeah, go ahead. So when this way, we would inner HTML, we would do it this way, right? So let's see how we do the same thing using create element and so on. So we do want to create the paragraph, set its text content, and append it. But we want there to be color. So since we have the paragraph as an actual element here, we can manipulate it in all kinds of ways, including setting attributes. There is a DOM method called setAttribute. First argument is the name of the attribute you want to change. So if you wanted to add an ID, you can do that. Second argument is the value of that thing. So you need to make sure it's unique. This won't necessarily be unique, but it'll maybe be unique-ish. We could set it to the person's name or something. If we did that and we refresh the page, who we got? Other Brendan. Is that AN? Is yours AN? Yeah, Brendan as opposed to Brendan. Age, favorite color, whatevs. Now if I inspect this using our new trick, right click and hit inspect, we can see ID Brendan is there. Not necessarily something I'm going to keep, but that's how you would do that. So how would we change the color? Yeah. So in the DOM, we can get to an element's style through the style property, p.style in this case, and then dot and the specific attribute, the specific CSS property we want to change. In this case, color. And we can just set that. p.style.color equals whatever color. In this case, that's being held in the variable favorite color. If we wanted it to always be purple, no matter what color they chose, we could hard code purple in there. Refresh, whoever, age, whatever, it's still purple. Change it to magenta, still purple. So let's make it favorite color. Refresh. Blah, blah, blah. Favorite color, orange. Go. Yay. Orange, I hit it twice. Green. Go. Yay. And notice it's adding a new paragraph for every one of them. How could we have done that with the inner HTML way? Let's use plus equals instead of equals, right? Instead of blowing away the inner HTML and replacing it each time, we could have just appended it. Then it would add a new paragraph for each new submission. But we're using create element. So we can set any of our style attributes that way. So you want to change the background color instead? Background color. Camel cased. Blah, blah, blah. Magenta. Go. That looks horrible, but there it is.
So CSS elements that would be hyphenated instead of camel case.
Exactly. So in CSS, background color would be background dash color. And if you were doing it using the style attribute, same deal. You use the actual CSS names. So background hyphen color. But in JavaScript, we generally camel case things. So if you access the various CSS properties this way, you will camel case them for multi-worded things. Yep. Yeah, Roy.
Could you please just go over the p.set attribute and then the two arguments you said? Could you just go over that one second?
So to set any old attribute, and the attributes, of course, are the things like for and type here, right? So if you already have the DOM element, either by creating it or using query selector to grab it off the page, you can set the value of any attribute using set attribute. The first argument is the name of that attribute, the thing before the equal sign. Second argument is the value, the thing inside quotes. In this case, it's a variable, but we could have said whatevs. And then when we add it to the page, refresh, inspect it, ID is whatevs. So you can set a class that way too. It's not the best way to set a class. There are better ways to do that. But set any attribute that way. Now this, of course, would set the ID to the same thing every time. That's why we use name. Not that we're enforcing that the names must be unique, but make sense? Yes, Lynn.
So I was wondering if, say that the idea of a paragraph was name, we had something in CSS that styled that, like make it uppercase or something, it wouldn't work because we would be adding it after the style sheet was read, right?
No, it would still work. Yeah, if there were already a rule matching that class or ID or something, yeah, the CSS will still apply. Yep. Yeah, Porter.
So if you had multiple items in the CSS and you change the ID of an element, would it change style corresponding?
If the only reason it were styled that way were because of that ID, yeah. Yep. The CSS rules apply to the DOM, not specifically to the HTML. So whatever's being represented in the DOM at the moment is what will determine if it was written via a style sheet as opposed to, using a style attribute or something, a style or a CSS property. I mean a JavaScript property. Yep. So what have we done since our previous commit? If we want to see our previous commit, we could do a git log. There they are. Okay, the last thing we did was append the stats using append child. So all this color stuff is new. And the way we left it, we're setting the background color as opposed to the color. Tell Git about those changes. Throw a label on them. And the message, display stats in the person's favorite color. Push it up to GitHub. Very good.